The price of Bitcoin from this very point, will it continue moving upward a little bit before the next continuation to the downside? There are important things to discuss on the price of Bitcoin, 4-hour chart and 1-day chart. I'll be diving into the details in this very video. Not only that, if you look at ETH, market is very, very bearish, especially on the 1-day chart. I'm going to show you in a moment. I'll be talking about all of this and many more in this very video. Watch this video all the way to the very end. The most important thing here is the price of Bitcoin, because once we begin to see price recovery on the price of Bitcoin, then obviously many other altcoins is going to recover as well. And that is why, if you look at where the market is from this very point to where it is right now at this very price level of almost $113,000, from here it is called a market move down from this very point and then come to exact point of resistance. What that implies is that markets have capability, in my opinion, of breaking here a little bit upward. That is, market can break this very point and move upward, but that is not our issue right now. Even the market break, there is area of interest above this very resistance level. The first one is this very point, important area of interest. So I don't trust this move that is coming in the market right now. It won't be sustained. And then the next point of interest is this very area of important other block as well. Okay, so this very point is important. Okay, there was a last bullish candle before this bear drop. So from here we have 2 points of interest. The first one at this very point, which is very close to the current market, and then the second one right here. So if I see the market move upward, I will not consider that serious, because that is what I am seeing, and what I think is going to happen is market moving upward into here. But I still expect continuation to the downside, or market move into this area. I still expect continuation to the downside. Obviously, if you look at this very point again, discover that there is another point of interest within this very point and this very area. That means we should have just take this point to this very area. That is this very point. Okay, a point of interest is at this very point, and that is why market moving upward will be very difficult, because there are a lot of area of interest as market crashed back down last week, and that is what I'm looking at. So markets move upward into this area, come back down on the 4-hour chart, or possibility of market moving into this point, come back down, and then move into this place and come back down again. It is when market come back down and fail to create a new low, okay, lower than the previous low at this very point, that is only when I will say, okay, market have stopped this very dump all the way to the downside. However, in as much as we see the market move upward, market is going to come back down. I want to see a fail swing, okay, a failure of the market to create a new low lower than the previous low at this very point. That is what I want to see right now on this BTC USDT 4-hour chart price action. So this is what you should pay attention to as well, because for now, on the immediate short term, market have capability of moving upward into either this level or this very level. But know that market is going to come back down. The 1-day chart is very, very bearish. Let's quickly go to the 1-day chart and look at how that chart looks like. If you look at the 1-day chart right here, you discover that market move upward. Okay, this is the last move from here to this very point, and then we see this move downward, market move again. So this move, in my opinion, have not ended. It has not ended. Market should come back down, okay, into this very area, creating a new low, lower than the previous low at this very point. That possibility is very high right now on price action. Market coming back down on the 1-day chart, creating a new low, maybe to this very point of 105, and this very area of $100,000. This is a possibility right now on price action. I know before now I was not looking at this level, but from what I am seeing on price action, I now think that the market have that high capacity of coming back all the way to the downside in the next 7 to 10 days. So between 7 to 10 days, the price of Bitcoin have that capability of coming back down to create a new low, in my opinion, lower than this very area. And in my opinion, the worst case scenario that Bitcoin should go down to $100,000. That is what I'm expecting. That is the worst case scenario before the massive pump in the market. Bitcoin can crash back down to 100K. I'm talking about this very area right here. Discover that when market retreats after this move upward, market move upward, come back down, move upward, come back down. This was the last drop before this move that created the $124,000. So what that means is market have capability of coming back down to retest this very area. Okay, of course there is a point of interest within this very area that a lot of people are not talking about. So if this interest should hold, then market can just enter into this area to grab liquidity. Okay, the 100K level to grab liquidity, and then we'll begin to see the market fly all the way to the upside. But before I can confirm that to happen, I really want to see the market give me a new low. So a new low below this is my first expectation for that to happen. Market should go below this very area, and this area is very important. That is between the 108 and 106 level, this very point. Once market come back down and go below this area, then I have that outlook of the market coming into this very point, and then that will be the final move. The market will be beginning to move all the way to the upside. So look at this, guys. It's very important you pay attention to this very one-day chart, because of course it's a very dull chart, but market is going to move down if we break out on this very level of important support. This is what you should not pay deaf ear to. Look at it and see how it aligns in your own personal strategy. And this is very, very important on the one-day chart BTCUSDT. And on the 4-hour chart ETH, it is covered that the market right now have been consolidating within this very area right here. Okay, it's consolidation. And what that means is if market breaks out of this consolidation, obviously market is going to push up a little bit and then come back down. But I don't expect any crazy move to the upside. So we have consolidation right here. Okay, consolidation, a breakout of this consolidation with a bullish candle means that market is going to move upward and is going to pause around this area, important area of interest, and the market is going to come back down again. And of course, if we see the market come back down and break this point, that means, in my opinion, market is going to go down to this very point here. Okay, between the 3,800, this very point, and 3,600, within this area, that is where market is going to touch, and then the next move to the upside on the price of ETH. This is my personal opinion from what I am seeing on price action. And if you look at Pi, of course, pump and dump token, look at it. Market dump all the way to this very area, and this is a crazy dump. Market dump up to 0.18. Very bad for both miners and investors. So from here, there is a very big area of interest at this very point. So any move upward, for me, it will not be good for the market on the price of Pi from this very point. Okay, so even though market move upward, it's not anything to take serious, because moving upward does not mean market is going to fly. The possibility is there, but I am looking at market come back down on the price of Pi. That means market can also move from here to the downside, or move into this very point and then come back down. In any case, I'm expecting market to come from here to the downside, the price of Pi, or we see a little move into this point and then come back down. These are the two things to take away on the price of Pi. Very, very important. And if you look at Sol, market drop back down, grab liquidity from this very point So right now, what do you think? Market should move upward a little bit, in my opinion. Market should move from here into this area and then come back down again. That is what I am looking at. Of course, there is a very serious area of interest at this very point. In fact, that is why the market rejects from this very area. Okay, so if this area of interest is very, very active for me, some person will say, no, market has mitigated. No, for me, it's very, very active. So market can move upward into this area before the next move to the downside. And that is what you should pay attention to, because if market is flipping from this very grab candle, market is going to move upward. But it's not a guarantee that the market is going to just fly from here all the way to the upside. The possibility is there, but that is not what we should be looking at right now because of this crazy dump in the market. And if you look at the 1-day chart, Sol USDT, discover that the 1-day chart is very, very bearish. Okay, so let's also give this price action 10 to 15 days to really recover and proper setting on price action for the next move to the upside. And if you look at this is SUI USDT. We discovered that this was a good candle, but that does not guarantee that the market is going to fly all the way to the upside. This is a very important area as well, that if market move upward, is going to hinder the market. Of course, almost all of this chart, I am expecting retracement. Okay, so market retrace and come back down. This is an important point that is going to really hold the market, and then market is going to come back down again, in my opinion. Even though market move past this very area, I still believe market have that capability of coming back down again on SUI USDT 4 chart. So in any case, expect retracement to come in as we are seeing right now on the price of SUI, but continuation is 70% for me, coming back to the downside. The same thing on the price of SOL. If market move upward, retracement, continuation is 70% for me on the price of SOL. On the price of Pi, market is going to dump down, not crazy dump, just like we see here. It should not be crazy, but market should come back down before continuation upward. And then on ETH, very importantly, pay attention. If you look at it, market breakout on this area with bullish candle should move up a little bit and come back down. And if we see the market just come back down and break here, then market is going to come back down into this very area of 3,800 and 3,600. And if you look at Bitcoin on the 1-day chart, if market break here, we're going to go back to this very area. But that is what I'm expecting. I'm expecting the market to come down and create a new low, lower than this very low right here on the 1-day chart. This is very important. Remember, this is 1-day chart, but ETH own is 4-hour chart. So pay attention to the time frames. If you come to the Telegram channel right here, I'm talking about something very, very important, that in the next 7 days to 20 days, market should reset and start moving upward for the pump ahead. And that is why I am expecting all of these on price action. From historical standpoint, that is what I'm expecting. I know that you may be looking at something very different from what I am saying right here. But in my opinion, that is what I'm expecting. In the next 7 to 20 days, this retracement that I'm talking about should come to an end. That is, market should go down, reset itself for the next move all the way to the upside. Of course, in that 7 days period, a lot of things are going to happen. For example, the non-farm payroll is going to come out. The CPI is going to come out. All of this is going to reset the market for the next move. And that is why you should not pay deaf ears to all that I've said in this very video, because it's very important. Of course, you may have your own stake in the market, and that is also very fine. You may have what you're looking at, which may be very different from what I'm talking about, and that is also very okay. But also take into consideration this my little perspective about the market. So this is what I am now expecting to be very precise, and I can be wrong, okay? That in the next 7 to 20 days, market should reset itself. I'm not saying market should pump. I said the dump should be over. That's what I'm saying. Look at it right here. This is my personal opinion. Let's watch for this to come out. I hope I'm not wrong, okay? And this is for retracement to come to an end, for the beginning of the next move to the upside. That means from my price action perspective, market dump should be over within this period. Categorically, I said it right here. So don't get me wrong. What I'm saying is in the next 7 to 20 days, this very move that we are seeing in the market that is creating this dump and panic in some case, just like you see in Pi right here. This is a very great panic, very, very sincere, bearish move to the downside, and all of a sudden market also rejection, but it's going to come back then again. So for this drop to end for me in the next 7 to 20 days, that is the duration I'm giving it, and let's see what happens. I hope I'm right, okay? Just as always, I hope I'm right. I hope I'm right and I'm not wrong. So that is what I am not expecting. And if you come to coin market cap, you discover that the global crypto market capitalization have dropped from 4.04 and 4.05 trillion to 3.9. Significant drop because a lot of billions have been wiped out of the market as a result of this. The altcoin index is 74. We've seen it up to 82. It's still very good, within the good zone. And I don't think it's a call for sell-off, because people are thinking that, also looking at markets dumping more, and they should sell off and then buy later. You see, the problem with that idea of maybe sell your Bitcoin if you're holding Bitcoin right here, and when market dump, you buy later, is that once you sell, it's going to create that sense of I want to wait for the right time, and you don't really know when the market is going to really push up. And I can guarantee you 60-70% you may not be around on chart to see when that move is going to happen. You may not be there. 60-70%. So what that means is, if you already bought your coin, of course at a lower price, please leave the coin right there. Don't sell off. Okay, market is going to move up, in my opinion. And if you've not bought, just like people asking me right here to give list of coins to buy, I'm going to drop it once I see that the market have finished retracement, and that should be within this 7 to 20 days. Okay, within 7 to 20 days, I should drop list of layer 1, layer 2 meme token to buy for the next pump in October and November, in my opinion. So I'm going to drop it right here on this very Telegram channel. What that means is, if you are not on this Telegram channel and you want to check that out, take other signal, be part of the technical analysis that I drop right here, and other on-chain data, join right now. The link in the description of this video and also in the pinned comment. It is a free Telegram channel for you to receive more update. And I've said it before, I want to say it again, that the best thing you can do for yourself is to join communities like this, not only Remit, but join communities where interactions are going on. Because knowing when to buy is important. Knowing when to sell is very, very important, because if you bought something and you've made profit, also know when to sell and collect profit, because not everybody is going to make money from this very bull market. That is very obvious. A lot of person will not make it. Some person is going to make it as well. Some person may not make it as they imagine. Some person are going to make it even much more than they imagine. So it's just very uncertain. And that is why some people say life is very unfair, because you may be here and somebody will just come, buy a coin or a meme token, and all of a sudden it pump all the way to the upside, the person collect profits, and that's all. What I'm saying is that know when to collect profits. Knowing when to collect profit is as important as knowing when to buy at discounts. And that is what you need to do. Consider supporting this channel by leaving a like for this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on the bell notification for more crypto videos like this one. Also check the channel for other crypto content. Join our Telegram channel right now, link in the description, and also in the pinned comment. It is a free channel. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.